everyone, and welcome to the Pixelship podcast. It's been quite some time since we've been with you, I think 2 weeks. But we've got tons of stuff to talk about. Excellent, interesting ideas and observations.
You're assuming a lot.
Well, I mean, I'm boasting. I don't think any of this is factual, but, whatever. No one's fact-checking this. We've got 4
That's
listeners.
a good point.
Your crew, as always, is Mr. Ryan Hayes.
Howdy, howdy.
And Mr. Ryan Blandy.
We've woken the hive!
We are not joined by Joel Hartlob. He is coaching little children's soccer teams. At least that's what he tells us. What he's actually
got to kiss
doing,
them babies.
Yeah, he's got to kiss the babies. I guess. I don't know. So, we've played quite a few games, but the biggest game news, I think, the biggest game that has happened is on the 9th. Destiny came out. So
Woo!
We're going to start with Ryan. Well, why don't we just... Both of you played Destiny, and I played it too. So let's just go around, start with Ryan Blandy. Why don't you start?
Well, I actually want to hear what you thought about it, seeing that you are the one who has probably played it the least and don't own the console. I actually want to hear your first opinions of it. And you didn't play the beta at all, did you?
I did not. All right, here's my idea of the game. The game looks good.
Game looks great.
It does. It's a good looking game. The movement is smooth. The controls are intuitive and nice. It's like a less fun Borderlands, is what it seems like to me.
Less funny?
Less fun in general.
You see, the thing is, the gameplay is like the biggest draw of it, I would say.
Yeah, no, the gameplay is good. I'm not a huge first-person shooter fan to begin with. It's not a style of game that I generally gravitate towards. I mean, old school ones I do like, but when you're in this vein of first-person shooters, this kind of Call of Duty like thing, I need more melee. If I'm gonna play a game like this, I need a little bit more melee. I like that they have powers in the game. I think that's pretty cool. But the character I was playing, his powers were that he could throw a grenade or he could punch somebody. I mean, these aren't impressive powers, really.
I mean, melee and grenade is pretty much standard in this day and age.
Right, but these are his special powers, or that he throws a grenade.
It's a different kind of grenade.
Sure, it's a spectacular grenade, but
There's
a grenade
different
nonetheless.
grenades.
I don't know. I can see why people like the game. I can't see. I wanted to love it. I wanted this game. I wanted myself to go over, play it, and be like, well, now I have to buy a PS4.
Then why don't you just go and buy a PS4?
Because there's still.
You needed a reason?
As of today, there is no game that I would buy the system for.
Diablo
3.
Which you already
But I've already beaten it. I've already, gone up to the highest difficulty on it.
So I feel like you are falling into the exact same thing that everyone else is, and that is the fact that Destiny does not make a good first impression at all. And that is
really that's
probably
what you're thinking?
the biggest fault of this game. I really enjoy it. I'm having a really good time with it, but I'm only having a good time with it the more I play it. I think the beta was cool, the alpha was cool because it kind of wet your whistle for what to expect. And when you first sit down at that game, the story isn't super compelling. There isn't a lot to do other than walk up to this thing, shoot this thing, and hit the button so Peter Dinklage scans it with his robot eyes.
He's got robots.
The more I play it, the more I am enjoying it. But I would never sit somebody down and say, oh, you have to play this game for 30 minutes. Because they won't have fun.
Right. And
I think the fun of that game comes from the long term, as does Diablo, as does, some other games of its ilk. And that is a huge fault of this game. But again, I'm enjoying it.
What do you think the problem is? Why is this happening?
Because they didn't put any interesting content in the fucking game. There is nothing compelling about playing this game.
It doesn't seem clever to me. Like it's not that kind of game.
It's not. It's not clever. It's not interesting. It's there
It's
are no
fun.
characters. There are literally no characters in this game. As far
Nathan
as I have
Fillion's in it.
played, what?
Nathan Fillion's in it.
There is no one in this story that I could give two fucks about. I don't even give a fuck about humanity because I'm a goddamn robot. So I have a
I am a
question
robot.
about this game. So, okay, so what are our robot species called? Because I already forgot.
Exos.
Okay.
And then there's the Awoken, and then humans.
Because
I think in the story we're supposed to be human.
I started fighting something called the Vex, and they got all sorts of robot racist.
Yes.
And then I got really offended because I thought I was a robot, and then Peter
You're a
Dinklage is also
different-
kind
you're
of
a
a
different
floating
kind of
ghost robot. It was really weird, and I'm like, wait, am I a fucking Vex? Are you talking shit on my species? Like, I understand that those Vex are bad guys, but are you saying all robots look the same? Like, I got like a really strong robot racist vibe, and I got really confused.
Sweet.
Yeah, I don't. It was weird. Like
They don't mean you, but
I don't mean
people
you,
that
robot.
look like you act a certain
But
way.
there's a difference between us, the robots, and those are like Cylons.
Yeah, it was weird. But the more I'm going to continue playing this game because it is, in my opinion, one of the prettier, most well-polished games that I've played in a very long time.
Agreed.
Everything about the
Very
mechanics of that game are like fucking fine sandpaper, silky smooth. It is a blast to play and control. I think the AI is really interesting. I found myself a couple times like in a corridor and the AI actually started trying to like flank me or would like sit there if it knew it was just going to get shot in the face. It's like, no, you can come to me. Like, I think everything about playing the game is super fun, but I could give two fucks about that universe, and that makes me really sad because
it seems like they thought about it.
not to say Halo didn't have, not to say Halo did have an amazing story, but I at least cared kind of about, Cortana and a couple of the Marines and some of the generals, and like, there's just not a single person or alien or robot.
Well, do you think it's a problem as per, we didn't have a girl companion robot?
No,
We had
because Peter Dinklage, even if it wasn't Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage brings nothing to this game. Absolutely nothing. And I really like Peter Dinklage as an actor, so it is what it is. But that character is uninteresting. All he does is read me fucking pages from dead people's diaries and then says, this is the thing you're going to go see. I found it, and then here we go. And then it's great. Great Peter Dinklage. Like,
I would have much rather just hearing his monologue from season 3.
And
all the time.
They have a ton of lore, too. All these grimoire cards or whatever they are. I went on the website.
And I did download the Destiny app.
I started going through that stuff, and there's a lot of interesting things there.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly have backstory, but none of it gets delivered in that goddamn game. It's really upsetting.
Yeah. Well, and see, no, you're not convincing me to play this game.
Oh, it's fun.
Because
It's a fun game.
As far as polishing goes and gameplay, like I'll replay BioShock Infinite. I think
it's
that
disappointing.
game's gorgeous.
I think it was built up and hyped so much.
Yeah.
And I think it's disappointing also on the merits that everyone can see its potential. Everyone knows that it should be better than it is. And I'm not saying that as if it's a bad game. I'm saying that as it just feels like parts of it are missing. Incomplete is a bad way to put it, but it feels like things were left on the table. And, they have a 10-year goddamn plan for this game, and, apparently the raids are super interesting and super fun, like the first one was just completed. But I'm going to keep playing it. It's like
that's
a
the thing.
disappointing child.
You have all this bad stuff about it. However, I'm going to keep playing it. It's awesome.
That really speaks for the climate of video games currently. Then speaking
Well, there's
for that
nothing
game.
on a PS4, absolutely.
Right.
Well, actually, that's not true. I'm actually having a lot of fun with my PS4, but I'll go into that later.
Okay. All right. All right.
Um,
Well, Blandy, do you have anything to add about the game?
It's super fun.
You keep saying it's super fun. Now, what's fun for you? Is it like the farming for items? Is it
I like farming for items. I like it's got that WoW vibe that I never got from WoW. And the thing I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the tight gameplay that's keeping me here
when you say
because
that WoW vibe? Do you mean that like sense of community and like
no, the sense of I've got to go do missions, I complete missions, I get better armor, that kind of vibe.
okay? But that's I mean that's
Collecting
games. That's how
things.
games work.
That's all games. But the point is it gets that MMO fix for me, and it's actually fun to play. Now, granted, though, like WoW, there is no story, so there's that. Although it does give you a little bit. Like I gotta say, from what Hayes is saying, no, I'm a little bit interested about what Robot Broad is up to. What's the deal with Robot Broad?
I
And
just met her. I literally saw her once. She mumbled something robot racist and then wandered off.
yeah, Robot Broad. So I think we need to go. Let's finish the story first,
I'm absolutely going to finish the story.
and then criticize the story because everybody else is.
Well, all right. So, how many hours have you played this game so far?
Uh, I don't know.
Too many.
I'm probably 5 or 6 hours in, I think.
Okay.
I'm like
I'm
at
level
least
10 or
20 to
11.
30 hours,
You're at least 20 to 30 hours in. You're
probably.
still enjoying yourself.
Still having a blast with it.
And where's the level cap in this game? Do you know?
20,
20.
I'm already at it.
Oh, you've capped.
Yeah.
So where do you go from here? I mean, are they gonna? Is there?
Your equip monk.
Okay.
You gotta get better equip monk. They have these light scores on the equipment, and then that as you get these light scores, and it brings you up. So they've seen it go up to level like 26, but it can go higher as well.
Okay. Is there talk about cap raising in the future, or
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, with
I'm
the
certain.
with the expansion packs.
right? Okay.
I will say where this game shines is the multiplayer. When Ryan and I were playing together and playing it on hard,
Oh yeah,
the
lots
the,
of
the level of challenge it makes it really fun. And for the people who play, Call of Duty or Halo Online or whatever their go-to multiplayer game with a bunch of friends is, I think this is better than a lot of those games.
agreed.
I think that is where the value is. I think it's disappointing that I'm kind of focusing on the single player because I play a lot of single player games and I really enjoy single player games.
But it
I
is fun if you would get a bunch of
Yeah,
friends
I
together.
think playing with other people and playing it on a high difficulty makes it really challenging and really interesting. I think that's the best thing that this game has going for it.
Well, it's definitely cool to have another game like that. I mean, we've none of us like Call of Duty. Like
No.
Hayes,
Nope.
you played a couple, right?
Yeah, I played, I don't know, 4 of them, 5 of them.
Okay. Well, all right. None of us are playing Call of Duty currently.
Oh, God,
And
no.
and Call of Duty has pretty much been the end all be all, right? In multiplayer
And Battlefield.
and Battlefield. Battlefield I didn't like either.
I played a lot of Battlefield 3. I like Battlefield.
All right. So, I mean, it's good that there's another like Halo-ish game made by
But
the same
Destiny
studio.
is 10 times better than Battlefield or Call
Yeah.
of Duty. It's much different, it is kind of an apples and oranges scenario.
Right.
It it feels like Halo Online in all the best ways. Like everything that's fun about playing Halo against your friends, this is that.
Yeah. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, well, that's Destiny. You heard it here first. And by first, I mean almost a week after release. No, more than a week after release.
Yeah,
All right.
it's all right.
Cool, 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 cool. Well, all right, then let's keep talking about what we've played recently. Hayes, why don't you keep going? Let's. hear about it.
I've been playing a little bit here and there. I've been playing a lot of stuff on my Vita. Been playing some older games. I fucking PlayStation Plus. I know the games aren't free, but at the rate that we get games for PS Vita, I'm finding a lot of really fun stuff. I've been playing TXK for the Vita, which is a Jeff Minter game. If you don't know Jeff Minter, he is of Space Giraffe fame. I think it's called Space Giraffe. But I may be mistaken, but he invented Tempest, which is an old arcade game, like vector graphics. And TXK is of that ilk. You're kind of this spaceship, and things are coming at you on this vector screen, and it's super colorful, and things are exploding. It's kind of an old arcade shooter, and it's a fucking shit ton of fun. It's weird. It makes weird sound effects. And Jeff Minter's a crazy person who raises llamas and occasionally makes video games. So I'm loving that game. Yeah, he raises llamas. I want to say in Washington? I don't know. Look up his Wikipedia. Jeff Minter's a crazy person, but awesome. Also played some Joe Danger, which is kind of a cool little bike stunt game. It was free on PS Plus, but I'd always been interested in this game, seeing that this was the project that the guys doing No Man's Sky, which is that crazy open world space simulator. It's the game they made before this project, which is kind of weird. But it's a really, really solid, like, almost like Trials, like you're kind of getting from point A to point B on a bike and you can't fall off and you're collecting things along the way. That's super fun. And then I played a shit ton of Velocity 2X.
Now, what is that?
Velocity 2X is starts out as kind of an arcade space shooter, top down, kind of corridor, kind of narrow corridors, and you start getting mechanics. So it kind of encourages you to go as fast as possible. It's kind of very slowly paced, but you get most of your points through time completed. So it really kind of pushes you to do it as quickly as possible. And it's, you're going around and you're shooting stuff and, breaking through walls so you can get through things faster, and there's a little boost button. And then it starts adding really cool mechanics like the ability to teleport and, throw bombs sideways. And then you get the ability where you fly up to these docks and it becomes a side-scrolling, almost Metroid-ish game with the same kind of momentum, but from a side-scrolling shooter, I guess. And the whole time you're just there's this really frantic pace to it, and the person can also teleport and throw shit and shoot guns, and you're trying to break things and not set off mines, and it has a fantastic momentum. It looks kind of cool. It kind of looks like an insurance commercial, like the ninja, kind of cell shaded stuff, or they were super spies or whatever it was. But it's really a lot of fun, and it's cross-play, or it's cross-buy on PS4 and PS Vita, but I had to start a new game unless I missed something. I don't think there's a way to kind of sync your game process.
Oh, I thought, usually you can just load up the save onto the cloud.
It just kind of gets...
To the cloud!
But I think that is by far the best game that came out for PS Plus, and I think it's like $15 normally if you don't have PS Plus, and I think it's well worth that. I also played a little bit of Sports Friends, and that's a weird little fucking kind of competitive sports game, but it's like Bari Ball and all these weird little made-up games. And then I also have been playing a shit ton of... It's not called Ninja Scrolls. It's Gunbear Gomon in Japanese. It's for the Super Famicom. It is a side-scrolling ninja platformer. It's Mystic Ninja is what it is in the U.S. So we got Mystic Ninja for the Super Nintendo, and then we got Mystic Ninja 64.
Yeah,
but
64.
For some reason, I bought fucking 2, 3, and 4 online, and holy shit are those games a lot of fun. So you're basically of Japanese myth, basically their equivalent of Robin Hood. And it's just a side-scrolling platformer, but it's really challenging. The music is delightful. Then I got like 4 levels in, and then I got into a giant robot suit, and then I had to fight other robots, and it like started destroying villages. The game just got like super awesome Japanese weird. I fought like a sumo wrestler. The bad guys are bunnies. It's super fucking weird and super fucking fun. And I played most of 2, partially through 3 now, and I'm looking forward to playing through 4.
And all right, so 2 is on Super Famicom, but
They're all on Super
they're all
Famicom.
on Super Famicom.
1, I don't have 1, but I think we got Mystic Ninja. I think is Gunbear Gomon 2 in Japan, which has been my favorite so far. And then we didn't get anything else until Mystic Ninja 64, which I never played, but I'm probably gonna have to try to pick that up.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it.
But yeah, they're super fun. So I've been playing a lot of that on my.
And this is a single player game? I don't know if you mentioned that.
It is, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's a side-scrolling platformer where you kill bunny rabbits. It's super straightforward, but the platforming is challenging.
Why
It gets,
bunny rabbits?
Because
I
it's
don't know. It's
Japanese.
all in Japanese. I'm sure there's a plot. It seems like
Yeah,
this,
what's with the plot?
I could
It's
not
in
tell
Japanese.
you. It was
You're
all in
just
Japanese.
a bunny rabbit murderer.
No,
So?
they're
They
like
deserve
they're evil robot bunny rabbits. I think they're the henchmen of this bad guy. For
Well,
whatever
now
reason.
now who's being racist versus robots?
I mean, I don't know.
Anyway.
Sorry.
So,
But yeah,
all right. It sounds like fun. I just, I don't know. There's something about, like, watching movies with subtitles that drive people crazy. Well, for me, it's playing video games in a different language that drives me crazy.
but it doesn't matter. Like everything that matters is
The gameplay.
the gameplay. Like
That's true.
the story is fucking pointless. It's like I don't imagine if you couldn't read any of the words in Super Mario Brothers 3. Like what the fuck would you care?
Nothing. But it's still it's an annoyance. I don't know. A friend of mine had a modded PlayStation that I borrowed for
Okay.
a while to play crap loads of DDR.
Yeah.
But like straight from Japan DDR. So you know the good stuff. But navigating the menu is near impossible.
It was
I
twice
mean,
hard.
there's like 3 options. It's a 33, 33, 33 shot, and it's usually the first one to start the game,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then you pick a save game, which is one that doesn't have a number next to it. Usually means an empty save game,
Sure.
and then I played the game.
Awesome. Did you play anything else?
Yeah, just a little bit here and there. I was playing Tetris Battle Gaiden with the lady friend. Well, I guess actually that was a while ago. Maybe I don't even know. I don't even know because we haven't been on this fucking podcast for so long. I don't know what I played. I played a lot of video games.
Our schedules suck. And I got my wisdom teeth out, which I don't know, kind of hard to do a podcast.
Time just kind of
Mumbling
blurs
everything.
at a certain point.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah, that's it.
Cool. Mr. Blandy, let's hear about what you've played, sir.
Destiny.
That's it.
However, I did pick up the new Rhythm.
But you didn't play
The
it.
rhythm? Oh,
No, I
yes.
played it the past 2 days. It's good. It's got more songs. Has like a quest mode now, which is nice. But kind of reminds me of like the the 3DS Me quest thing. I can't remember what it's called.
3DS quest game.
Yeah, with your Street Pass.
Adventure? No. I don't know.
Whatever.
Anyways, the
Okay.
point is, it's pretty good. If you like more songs, guess what? This is gonna be good.
You get more songs.
You get lots of more songs. And they got Final Fantasy Tactics in there, they got Advent Children in there, Mystic Quest, like really just they're thinking whatever had Final Fantasy on there, yeah, they put in.
All right.
So it's good.
Cool.
I haven't fired up my 3DS in a while.
Yeah, me neither.
I keep
Until I
meaning
got
to
this.
go back to God, what was the Final Fantasy game? Bravely Default. I never
Huh.
finished that. I gotta
Well,
get through
guess
that.
what? There's going to be a Bravely Second.
Yeah, Nintendo missed their chance. I was gonna go into this news, but it's not really news. They were giving out for Platinum members a preview to Super Smash Brothers for the 3DS, and that
Yeah,
would have got me to play my 3DS. And I was totally a Platinum fucking member of Club Nintendo because I buy way too many goddamn Nintendo games, and I didn't get one. And I was pissed.
how
They
you
they just
got one
didn't
in
give
your
it to you?
email?
I
I
think it was
did.
random.
Oh.
Or you had to be a certain whatever. I don't know. I didn't get one, and I was actually really offended because their fucking platinum gifts suck now, and there's really no incentive for me to use their shitty program if I can't use the thousands of coins that I get from spending way too much goddamn money on Nintendo products.
Yeah. Well, I have a question for you guys, you Nintendogs. So somebody brought this up to me at work the other day. Project M. Have
Yeah,
Have any of you used this?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we haven't used it.
Oh, the Super Smash.
Right.
Yeah.
I have not, but I've heard a lot of good things.
But neither of you have used it.
It's for
No.
Dolphin, isn't it?
No. No.
No,
It's
no.
for the
You
Wii.
yeah, you just load it on an SD card and it'll work.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. No, I'll have to try that. I thought it was like an emulation thing.
No. No.
No.
I had wondered if you guys had played it because it sounds great. If for those of you that don't know, can anybody explain it better than me? Because I just heard about it secondhand.
It's just a mod of Super Smash Brothers, putting in some
Right.
characters.
It's also a set of tweaks. It's because Super Smash Brothers Brawl was not really regarded by the competitive scene as worth anyone's time. They did a lot of tweaks to kind of get the response and timing and physics of the Super Smash Brothers Melee on the GameCube. It was kind of more of a fan service overhaul in an attempt to make it more competitive, along with adding some weird stuff and
Right.
shit like that.
And from what I hear, it's still not as good as Melee, but it makes it significantly more enjoyable. And
Yeah,
and I just-
but I never played it at a competitive level, so like that kind of stuff never really interested me. It was more of like, look at all this weird stuff we can do in it now.
Right. Well, and they add characters, which is, I mean, that's always fun.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. All right. That's off topic, but I thought I'd bring it up. Blandy, have you played anything else this week, sir?
Nope.
Nope.
Destiny.
What about you? What have you been playing?
I have been playing a lot of League of Legends.
Oh yeah?
Not a lot. I don't know. I'm like level 12 now, which
Hey, you can almost buy things for other people, which is ridiculous.
I almost buy things for other people.
So are you playing with other people? How are you playing League?
Um, I mean, I play with Blandy every now and then. I haven't played with Joel yet. I don't know. We just never seem to be on.
League's a Dota boy. Or Joel's a Dota boy.
Yeah.
Is he
Well,
still playing
he's a
Dota?
Dota boy, but right now he's a League of Legends kid because he finds people to actually play with him.
All right.
Right. And I played with a friend of mine, Denton, is significantly good and has been playing League since its inception almost.
I mean,
So I
those
played-
games, it helps to have a mentor, right?
Right. Yeah. So I played with him, and he gave me pointers, and it is very cool to know somebody that actually knows how to play the game. Here, it's funny though because one of my other friends, somebody that I went to high school with, and I used to play Warcraft 2 with extensively. I would say that he's probably the only better Warcraft 2 player at my high school than me. Plays League of Legends now and continuously wants to play with me, and I just look. All right,
You
there's
love
still
to play with the boys.
this little bit of me that's like, well, I'm going to be terrible, and he's going to tell me how terrible I am, so I can't play with him.
You
Until I
don't
get
think
better.
that
You need a
you're
safety
both
net,
not
baby.
grown ass adults and you can't get over that?
No, I think that I would like to get better and then play with him on a more similar level.
And then rub it in his face.
Well, no, not rub it in his face.
Yes, rub in his face.
It's not only no, I don't want to rub it in anybody's face. It's not only the
I'll
fact
rub
that
it
he's going to be
in
better
his
than me.
face.
It's the fact that he's a much higher level than me, and I'm gonna get paired
He's
up.
super
against-
high level.
I'm gonna get okay. The way that matchmaking works is if we would if we would try to make a match, it goes off of the highest leveled person there.
Oh, okay.
So we'd be going up
Uh,
against other level 30s, and I'm a level fucking 12, and like a
Yeah.
legit level 12. Like this isn't a Smurf account. This is my account. That this is the only time I've played. These 19 games or 45 games or whatever the hell they are the only games that I've played. So
oh, you're doing better than me.
I cannot go up against level 30 people and have a
That's
good
upset.
time. It's going to be a bad time.
You just made me realize I want to play Warcraft 2 again. I should probably install that.
Oh man, what a phenomenal fucking game.
Can you still play that online? Like, is that still an option?
Shit,
My Battle.net account actually carry over to that bullshit?
I would probably imagine that it would, but if it doesn't, I'm sure that there are fan servers out there.
Yeah.
Like that is one of
We should fucking do that. We
Yeah.
should totally play some fucking Warcraft 2.
I'm definitely down for some Warcraft too. And any of you
Easy.
listeners, if you want to leave comments in the post, you can tell us if they're still
Yeah, if you know the
working.
best way to play Warcraft 2 online with your friends, please hook a brother up.
So,
I have a disc. Like, I can legit play it. I just need to know the best way to fucking do it.
yeah, I don't have a disc anymore for Warcraft.
Oh, you can get them for like a nickel. I might even have a couple copies that I've gotten at Goodwill. So
It was always fun because they required the
Suck,
CD
suck.
key, but you just smashed the keyboard and
I remember
it accepted.
StarCraft. I literally put like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, blah blah blah, because I borrowed it from my friend.
Right.
I mean, totally bought it legitimately and had a valid CD key.
And right, and the CD keys always worked. That was genius. I loved Battle.net or Blizzard in the early days when they were like, "Don't steal our game," but we don't care. Now they're just
At
What?
least you're playing it.
right. Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, that's what I played. I played League. Aaron and I actually hooked up the NES and played some NES games together.
Would you play?
Double Dragon, but it's Ryan's copy of Double Dragon, and you can't get it to load correctly.
Double Dragon 1 or 2?
To
Okay. That's the correct answer.
double the fuck dragon, pussy.
Yeah. So I mean, after fighting with the NES for 45 minutes, I finally got it to load.
The quickest way to fix it, you put a little bit of Windex
I did
on
it.
a.
I did it. Did that. Already been done.
Well, you did it wrong.
So do you have a Retron or do you actually have
I have
a...
an actual NES. I'm getting a freaking Retron.
You should get a Retron. They just work so much better.
Yep, I'm done with it. And
Why
I mean,
do they work so much better?
Because the contact, the actual guts of the machine just fucking work.
Yeah.
It's all one solid piece, like nothing moves or jiggles. You can play region-free games, like it's
Right.
fucking great.
What
Yeah.
about Super Famicom?
That's what he's saying.
Yeah,
You can play
that's
it.
that's what I've been using to play my Super Famicom games.
Yeah, and aren't they like $60? Like,
The Retron 3, I'm sure, now that the Retron 16 or whatever is out, I'm sure you can get them super cheap.
right.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's no reason not to do it.
Yeah, get on the Retron 3, get some like legit controllers, because their controllers are complete garbage, and do it that way.
What do you mean when you say legit controllers?
Like, it takes Nintendo, Sega, and Super Nintendo controllers.
I gotcha.
It has plugs, 2 of each, but they come with wireless controllers, and just throw them away. Throw them away in the box, like they are less than worthless.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've got plenty of controllers. Well, I've got
Yeah.
2 controllers, but there aren't
That's
many.
plenty of controllers.
Right.
No?
That's
By
perfect.
definition, that is plenty of controllers.
Technically, I have 4 NES controllers because I have 2 for the NES and 2 that hook up through the USB for my emulators.
I need new Super Nintendo controllers. I have one legit Super Nintendo controller and a couple like knockoff Super Nintendo controllers, and the knockoffs are garbage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just go to your local brick and mortar, pre-owned.
I think I'm going to
video
order
game
some
store.
Super Famicom controllers off of eBay because they're super cheap and they're multicolored and look badass.
I don't know how badass they look. They look kind of like a clown threw up in gray.
They're great.
Okay. All right.
Fuck you.
So yeah, so I played some Double Dragon, and that didn't work too well. And then put in Dr. Mario,
Yeah.
thinking to myself, this bitch is going down. And Aaron
Mario's a fucking hard game.
proceeded to fuck me in the ass. She kicked my
Oh,
balls so hard in Dr. Mario.
yeah.
She's told me for a while that Dr. Mario was her favorite video game. And for those of you at home, I'm sure you don't know, Erin is garbage at video games. She's hot garbage. Um, she she honestly can't jump in Super Mario Brothers. It's crazy. It's very fun to watch. But in Dr. Mario, she was getting like combos out the yin yang. She destroyed me.
That's
So
awesome.
that's what happened. And that's about it. That's about all that I've played. League is really the game that I just am drawn to now, which I don't know. It's good to finally have another game like that because it's been a while since I've had a game that I've been drawn to play. Probably BioShock Infinite is the last game that I actually gave two craps about before
You
this.
guys settle into games nowadays. I still have fucking video game ADD. I can't, like, Destiny, I'm playing consistently, and by consistently, I mean more than twice a week.
Wow.
Like, yeah, I can't play one game. Like, I don't have the self control. There are too many goddamn games out there to play.
Yeah, I mean there
I
are a
can't
lot of
not play
games.
games.
Here's the thing, and if there's a game that has an interesting story, I can definitely get hooked into it.
Yeah, I
But
finish games, not often, but I finish
they
games.
don't really make games like that anymore. So it's pretty much just these.
Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us is a glorious game.
I've been meaning to go back to the fucking Metal Gear games. I think I need to go through and play Metal Gear Solid
I
1, 2,
definitely
and
do too.
3.
Yeah, you're right.
So good.
I definitely do.
Two might be my favorite. 2 is the perfect kind of crazy.
That's two's the one where you fight the guy on the roller skates that throws dynamite at you, and
Yes.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
And has
is it
literally
dynamite or
a naked
C4
solid.
or yeah,
Some
it's
kind of
explosive.
explosives he's tossing.
The
in
ending of
general
that
direction.
game is just pure horseshit in the most wonderful way.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know if we.
we got to hook
Yeah,
up. I got to pick up that PlayStation 2 from you because I got a stack of games that I'm itching to
yeah,
play.
man. This thing is literally just fucking sitting in the middle of my living room. So you need to come get this shit.
Right, right on. All right. Well, let's move on to news. There's one huge news story, I guess. Which why don't we
Yeah,
just go over that?
it's the news story.
Why
It
don't we
is.
just go over that first?
Yeah.
Do you have other stuff, Mr. Hayes?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure you do. All right. Well, the
Just amateur
biggest.
hour.
Yeah, I know. Well, the biggest name in news, or the biggest news story, is definitely going to be
And the biggest
Minecraft.
names.
And the biggest names is going to be Minecraft, that 12-year-old piece of crack in digital form, being
It's like
sold.
4 years old, if that.
What?
Minecraft is
saying
like
12
4
No,
years.
that
it's
plays
crack. Yeah, it's crack for 12-year-olds.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Minecraft was sold to Microsoft for $2.5 billion. And that was payable directly to Notch, as I...
No.
No.
They bought the company Mojang for $2.5
Okay.
billion dollars and all of the properties there within.
Okay, well, when I was talking to you about this earlier, for some reason, I got the idea that Notch
Notch
sell
made
out
a
for
sizable amount.
Right.
I mean, not just probably walking away with $1 billion.
Yeah.
It's very
Just
likely.
before we talk about anything else,
Imagine that.
imagine that. This guy, I mean, he made the game when he was in college, right?
No.
I don't know.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years he made this
Yeah,
game?
something like that. Yeah, it was his pet project.
He was frustrated with the world.
I would repeatedly shove staples into my arm and nipples for $1 billion. Over 10 years. Over 10 years, I'll do it. You know, maybe once every 10 minutes, just staple my nipples. And you can give me $1 billion at the end. Like,
I'd consider it.
there's very little that I wouldn't do for $1 billion.
The expression "I'd give my right arm" almost applies.
Right.
Yeah, I say maybe.
Yeah. Well, good for him.
I would have to sit and think on it.
All right. So
Great for him.
let's get some premonitions. Let's get some reactions. Minecraft is the biggest game when it comes to the the adolescent and under market. You know.
It's the biggest game. It is a phenomenon all in itself. It is of the scale of Pokemon. It is of the scale of Pac-Man. It is of the scale of probably Super Mario.
Right. But
It's a phenomenon. It is a
Yeah.
bona fide phenomenon.
yeah. I mean, it is past the point of fad for sure. It's
Agreed.
cemented itself in.
Mothers know what Minecraft is because of their children.
Right. And I get it. I get it for a kid. Like, when I was a kid, I loved fucking Legos. We all loved Legos. This is just digital Legos, right? I mean, that's pretty much what it comes
Okay.
down to.
I'm
Digital
sure.
Legos with your friends.
I'm
Right.
sure my parents could name at least 2 Pokemon.
Yeah.
Because that was when I was growing up. Like, that just kind of started when I was in elementary school. And it's like, all right, I probably fucking talked about it nonstop, like every other little kid. Like, that's how that shit works.
Yeah. Nathan Schwartzman has that one skit where he's like, and this one's name is this, and he does this,
Yeah,
and this
exactly.
one's name is this.
And that's how
Yeah.
kids talk about Minecraft, but they're talking about mods and public servers and all this weird shit that we never considered as a kid. Not until at least middle school when we got into Quake.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Microsoft buying this property. How do we feel that this is going to do for the company? How is this going to do for
It's
Microsoft?
just the
For
smartest,
Microsoft?
smartest thing they've done.
Yeah.
All right.
They should have no qualms about spending $2.5 billion
Yeah,
on.
it's a drop in the bucket. They're just like, haha.
Not a drop in the bucket.
Silly.
Microsoft is not
Silly Norwegians.
as well off as they
Make
used to
a
be.
billion gajillion dollars off of this.
They are no longer the console leader. They are no longer the PC leader. They are not any kind of mobile device, tablet, or fucking phone leader. Like, they are not. They're fine, but they are not in a position to throw around $2.5 billion on whatever they want anymore.
Wait, has Apple overtaken Windows?
But
No.
no. But they're not. Well,
No.
No.
no, not with all
You're-
these computers. I'm thinking that people just don't have fucking computers anymore.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely. I believe that that's more factual.
But yeah, I
People
guess for
have a
office and
laptop.
productivity, yes, Microsoft is still the leader. But
Yeah.
they're just not. 2.5 billion is not anything to sneeze at anymore in Microsoft's books. That is a calculated investment and a very, very smart one.
Yeah. Well, Blandy, you had said that that you felt that they're not going to release this game on the Vita, on PlayStation.
Well, the thing is, the Vita one is almost done, so they might have. The thing is, there's a lot of legal jazz that might take into effect,
Bird law, right?
So, yes. Will it, will the Vita one not be great? Probably. Will it get support past the initial game coming out? No.
I don't
No.
believe that's true.
I don't believe that for a second.
Why
They're-
in the heck?
Because it's a business investment. They're not buying this to lock it up on their platform. They're buying this
Why
to make their
wouldn't they?
$2.5 billion plus some back. Because they'd be leaving money on the
They
table.
would
That
be
would be
leaving
a
so
waste.
much money on the table.
It is
They
a
don't-
platform.
They don't have a mobile. They don't have a mobile platform. Like, why wouldn't they put it on? It doesn't make
Because
any
they
sense
Not
to.
not to
People
say
to buy Xboxes again, and they want them to be on top again.
Well,
not-
that's fine that they would. That makes
it's
sense.
not a console seller though.
Right.
I can get it on my fucking Android phone. Like that's not the issue. It's already on every platform. They gain nothing
Yeah,
by
until
closing
it's
it up.
Not.
I again,
Get
I cannot
off.
speak for Microsoft, but I find that extremely unlikely.
I'm gonna tend to agree. I can see it your way, Blandy. I can see how you would think that because of things that we've
Worked
seen
for
happen
the
in
house
the
of
past.
Nintendo.
In the past, and in the past, I think that it might have been a better idea. I think now, I believe that they just need to sell copies, and I think that's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna
Not to
want to
say
sell
I
copies.
guarantee you, like, they're gonna market the shit out of it and show Minecraft running on a Windows phone and say that it comes free and have Minecraft Edition this and that. I'm not gonna say they're not gonna milk the property for Microsoft products, but to shut out those other markets, especially when they're probably gonna turn around and use it as a platform to sell premium content, that'd be fucking insane.
That would be absurd. Okay, and how do we feel that this is going to be to Minecraft? What does this mean for Minecraft?
I think it's gonna stay the same. I think they're gonna sell shit for it, but you can't smother
Like
that
different
community or
expansion
people will
packs,
walk away. Or,
like
you know,
monetize it.
just, but so make a fucking Halo pack. Well, I mean, what properties does Microsoft have now? Whatever they have, they can throw on that thing. Make worlds, make, better modding tools. They can throw some
Well, the thing
resources
is, they
behind that.
already started to do that with the 360 version. They
Yeah, but they can go
monetized.
balls deep into it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now it's theirs. They can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you'll see something probably like a Steam Workshop kind of thing, where they'll probably come out with a platform where people can put their mods and tools and skins and probably allow people to sell them if they would like to
that
and
would be a smart thing.
make a cut. I think they're looking kind of sideways at Steam and what Steam is doing, selling fucking hats for 20 goddamn dollars and going, well, we got to figure out a way to do this. I think this is kind of their chance.
Yeah, that collectability siphon is huge, and I
Yeah.
definitely see it happening more and more and more.
And as a little kid, being able to still make stuff and play in the world you always played, and then getting Minecraft dollars for your birthday and shit like that, I think will be fine. Because it's already open on the PC, so the kids playing it on the PC can already do everything they want to do. But if there's some premium content out there, if they want to spend the money anyway, and they have a gift card fucking in the shape of a dirt block or whatever that they can get for their bar mitzvah, then they're gonna fucking do it.
Yeah. And you don't think that this is going to change anything with the PC version of the game, right?
Not drastically.
I
It would be
that's what I'm
suicide.
most worried about. That it'll go over to games for Windows.
They can do whatever they want, but I feel like there's enough reasonably intelligent people at Microsoft that every time a CEO suggests something like that, someone is behind them going, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like I don't.
Just Phil Spencer's just like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's a bad decision.
all right. So with a game like this, do you worry about market saturation? Like is there a point where having this on every single device is going to be? I don't think it is. Like I feel like with this property, you can't
No,
oversaturate it. People are going to want to play it wherever they are.
it's. I mean, if you told 12-year-old boys that they could play Minecraft on their dick, they would. Like it's
They
an obsession.
they would
It's
love that.
that's what I'm saying. Like, give them it on any platform.
Yeah.
And the
And
only
okay, go ahead.
no, I mean, like, there's no downside to this. It's if they can keep up this momentum with a generation of gamers that's coming after the one that is obsessed with it now, then they're fucking made in the shade.
Right. And do you think that that's going to happen? Like, is there an end in sight to this craziness?
No, I think that Minecraft is revolutionary enough where they can do small iterative changes on it. Like, there is flexibility to improve on it. I mean, the whole reason Minecraft kept us interested as long as it did, when we were playing it constantly, because they were constantly adding new stuff and features and improving the engine and stuff like that. I think that they continue to iterate on that stuff, and now that they have an actual, even larger company behind it and a lot of good developers, I think they could do a lot of good for it. I think that game could turn out even better than it already is.
The game's shit. I I don't understand this fucking game.
Well,
I don't get. I understand playing Legos with your friends. I get
it's
that.
wonderful.
I,
Yeah.
I get it.
I
But
really enjoy Minecraft. I don't play it as much as I used to, but yeah, if I were, an adolescent boy and wanted to play games online with my friends, like we played Quake, and that was fun, but to have this endless, sprawling, open world where we could go on adventures, that is 1,000 times better to a little kid.
It
Like,
is
absolutely.
great if you have unlimited time on your hands, which is what makes it
Yeah!
great for kids.
Yeah!
But ugh. Do I want to mine blocks with my free time? No fucking thank you. I don't live in North Korea.
No, I mean, it's a chat room. It's a chat room with shit to do.
Yeah. Right.
But it's a chat room with really fun shit to do.
Yeah. Well, I'm definitely not. I'm the one person that doesn't enjoy that game. Everybody else loves it. So, more power to them. Well, not really. Microsoft, fuck them. Who cares? It's cool that this game is really kind of shaping a generation of gamers, which is something that was. I don't know. How do you feel about the stagnation that's happened in games? Like, do you think that this is partially a reason? The fact that
no,
people keep playing the same damn game over and over again?
No, because when we grew up, we played
had an
Quake and we played Doom.
Right.
Those were the games that shaped us as video gamers, because that is when our generation was growing up. Those were the most amazing things in the world.
As PC
and now
gamers,
what do we
you're
have?
talking about as PC gamers,
but I'm saying that is what shaped a generation of gamers. Our generation of gamers. If you talk to any one of us who is continuing to play games now, they know and have played Quake and Doom. Not everyone, but I would say a vast majority. And as a result, if you look at what games are being made now, they're first-person shooters, they're corridor shooters, they are of the fucking legacy of Quake and Doom. The kids growing up now playing these massive open-world creative games, this is going to be their fucking watershed moment when they're old enough to get into the industry and graduate college and start making games on their own. Quake and Doom are not going to be the games they grew up on. Minecraft is going to be the game they grew up on, and that's going to be fucking awesome for the next generation of video game developers. I am super excited for that concept.
Yeah, no, that is cool, and that seems awesome. There is something that's very one-dimensional about first-person shooters, but I don't know. I don't like Minecraft, so I'm not gonna.
Doesn't matter. You'll be old. No one will give a fuck what you like.
Yeah,
that's true. I will be old as fuck. All right, let's move on. Let's go to other news. In other news, Ryan Hayes is going to take it away.
Goat Simulator is on iOS and Android for no goddamn reason.
I did just see that. Yeah, that's.
How does that work on Android?
Who cares?
I'm sure
barely work on my PC.
I'm sure poorly, but god damn it if I don't want to try it, because that game is stupid fun.
It is.
Bloodborne has been announced for the US and Europe for February 6th. I am super pumped. It was announced for Japan in February, and they just announced at Gamescom that it's also coming to the US and Europe at the same time, and god damn it, that game looks awesome. Also, I need to go back and beat Ernstine and Smo, because fucking Dark Souls kicks my ass.
Well, it looks dark as fuck. Like, that game is just, it's like macabre on another friggin' level.
Yeah. Makes you feel bad.
It does
makes you feel bad because you die all the time. Yeah. You make no goddamn progress, and it's really fucking hard. But god damn it, when you get to the next checkpoint, do you feel good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Being a rapist.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this game.
Cool.
New game, I think it's in Kickstarter. I don't have a lot of information. I just saw this in passing the other day. Torment Tides of Numania or Numenera. A new fucking Torment, like Planescape Torment kind of universe. Looks the same. I want to say the guys in Exile, the guys who are Wasteland game, I think they're working on it. I don't know. I don't have a lot of information, but if you like Planescape Torment, check it out. I think there's a Kickstarter going right now. Looks neat.
Okay.
Microsoft reveals the Xbox One wired controller for the PC. This news story confuses me because I have an Xbox One controller that I use a wire to play on my PC, so I don't know what they're announcing.
They're announcing that they made one
that you can't
that
take
has
out
a
the
wire on it.
Yeah.
No, you can unwire it.
Oh, what?
And they
Then
said then you can use it wireless with your Xbox One. I don't know what this
what?
announcement is.
Okay.
What? So they're
It's
just going
designed
like,
for use with
"Hey,
Windows
we are
7.
selling the controller that you have already purchased,
Yes.
but this time with a charge cable."
Yeah.
It's a listing on the company's site reveals the controller to be identical to the one that comes with the Xbox One, including a battery pack along with a USB controller required for connecting it to the PC, which is a USB cable.
Right.
That
I,
they're just repackaging
I'm just reading the
their
news,
same
motherfuckers.
controller and going like,
It's for
"Hey,
the PC.
PC guys, don't you love this?" Like all the PC guys that would have bought it have already bought it.
So buy an Xbox One controller and a cable. I really like the Xbox One controller. I still like the PS4 controller more, but I'm using the Xbox One controller for my PC games, and I like it. I like it a lot.
I definitely prefer the Xbox One controller.
Really?
I do.
I don't know. The PS4 controller just feels really nice in my hands.
I mean, they both are good. They're both much better controllers than their predecessors, but
The PS or the Xbox 360 controller was so good too, though.
we talk about controllers way too fucking much. Like that's a downfall of us. Let's move on.
Okay. PlayStation Now is now open beta for the PS3.
Okay.
So you can play all of your streaming PS3 games that you were playing on your PS4, but now on the old console that you already put in a box.
And pay more.
Or trade it in along with all your games to get the PS4.
Yeah, I mean, that's great. I think
They're
that
remaking all the PS3 games on the PS4. It's
the PlayStation Now is a really cool concept. I actually really like it. I think their pricing scheme is totally out of whack, but there's a handful of games I'd be more than happy to pay $5 for to play for a week, you know? If it gets to that point so I can play some old games and like essentially rent them for $5 for a week, I'm totally down.
So no one's tried this yet, I take it.
I've watched a lot of videos and streams around it,
Okay.
and it looks pretty competent.
All right.
You know, it's not 60 frames a second like I'm sure fighting games or anything that requires super fast twitch reflexes would be fucking murder unless you have a ridiculous internet connection. But I think for, you know, just kind of your wandering around first-person shooters like fucking Alien whatever, Colonial Marines or something like Call of Duty, like I bet you it's perfectly fine.
Yeah. All right, I'm excited about it. I am. It's just another outlet.
I like the model.
Right.
I like the ability to be like I don't have to spend $60 for a game I might think is shit.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of
That's a big, uh,
what?
that's a big plus for it.
Yeah, yeah. Renting games has its merit, and this is definitely giving it that place in society again.
I'm kind of more excited so I eventually can play like PS3 games on my Vita. I think that would be pretty tits.
That would be the tits. All right.
That's all I got.
All right, sweet. Blandy, do you have any new news?
Why aren't you people playing Destiny?
I did.
Not news. That's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
It's news to me.
Who do you want to answer? Because Hayes is, and
I'm
I just
playing
did.
Destiny.
Yeah. Should I ask? Should I ask the cat?
You could ask the cat. Is the cat playing Destiny?
No, he is not.
Okay.
All right. Well, those were some great news stories. Everyone at home, I urge you to go out and at least give Destiny a try. You know, let me know how you feel about it in your own special way.
Also in the comments.
Also in the comments. That, yeah.
That no
Comments
one
are awesome.
comments.
All right, guys. Well, I guess that's going to bring us to an end. Joel is here in spirit. He will probably join us on the next podcast, which should be next week. I don't see anything holding us back from that. I am glad that you're joining us. Have a wonderful night. Signing off is Ryan Blandy
Hello.
and Ryan Hayes.
That doesn't fucking work like that.
No. Goodbye. Oh, jeez. All right. Well, there's